Konnichiwa, and welcome to the 25th podcast of the NC Rowan County Anime Group. My name is Robert Clown, and I am the co-president of this club. During my last podcast, I was talking a little bit about my experience at Ichiban Con 2010. I want to add a little bit of a note to that. During that time, I had mentioned an anime that was shown on the Sci-Fi Channel during the Anime Week called Robot Carnival. These are a bunch of little small stories that were put together into a movie. The second day of the convention, a young lady came dressed up in cosplay actually from the movie itself. And it does a heart good, and I mean it does, to have somebody actually remember that anime. Now, let me move on to some anime reviews myself. This series is called Key the Metal Idol. It is not for little kids to be watching. But it is, however, one of the best science fiction stories I have ever seen. The music, the dubbing, and the overall story is outstanding. It is mature in a lot of aspects, but its writing equals that of, let's say, Isaac Asimov's work. And I found it to be one of the best animes out there. And I highly recommend it for anime fans to go and take a look. This actually, I heard, was played on the Adult Swim on Cartoon Network real late at night. Good thing too. Some of the violence, it is very violent at parts. But I really enjoyed this series. This next series that I'm going to suggest was put out by AD Films. It's called The Haruka, The Legend of the Moby Dick. Now, this is a story that takes place in outer space, and you go like, they did Moby Dick in outer space. Well, they took some elements of Moby Dick, and instead of the whales being live creatures, what they did, they were salvaging junk spaceships. And the problems that you would run in with junk spaceships, okay, you built intelligent computers. Let's say you abandoned your ship. Well, the computer's still active a little bit. It could still have its arms, defenses, or whatever it had. The Moby Dick, believe it or not, it was shaped like a whale, but it had a gun that equaled that of the Death Star in Star Wars. And so AD Films put this series out. It is a mature anime. I would suggest for the ages of 16 up. The next anime, if you're a fan of Red Dwarf, and you like comedy in space, and you enjoy humor, this series, The Irressponsible Captain Tylor, is a must-see. If you want something that is funny, hilarious, and it's downright, something you enjoy, you pop this series in. Captain Tylor is either the luckiest man in the world or the biggest fool. So I'm going to leave it at that and highly recommend The Irresponsible Captain Tylor. By the way, this was put out by Right Stuff Video, and it's worth watching either in the sub or the dub. For my next and final installment of anime, Itaantee Planeteers. This is a very realistic story. Imagine, if you will, junk flying around the Earth, old dead satellites floating around, and this group who works in a spaceship called Toy Box has got to go and salvage and remove this junk before, let's say, even a screw traveling at the speed of sound or hitting an object. That can really cause a spacecraft a lot of serious damage. So in this series, we actually see the hazards of having a lot of junk floating around in orbit, and you're sending spaceships out into this deep space. Well, I hope that you're doing well today, and a reminder that we will be meeting on July 17th in front of the Books A Million store at 5 o'clock. At 5:30, we will go over to a member's home to watch The Great Teacher Onizuka. This is Robert Clown, and I wish you a very nice day.